welcome back to the Foundation. This is Swayto, and in this video, I'm gonna like explain just like a couple ways you could beat switch, like in transition and stuff like that. And I'm gonna explain it as easily as I can, all right? Because it's just like I just like tried to do it in this project, and I think it came out okay for what I was working with. And the thing about this though is that I made these sounds from scratch besides the vocal that you're gonna hear. So I'm gonna have to get into like the specifics of the sound, but that's not the only thing that can factor into like beat switching. But like the reason I'm gonna get into the specifics of the sound is because just for people who like the sound design, that just might be like a cool little thing that you can also implement, right? The other day I made a video about like LFOs or fire. That's kind of like another way you could use to like transition and beat switch, because it's really, in one way, it can be about timing. All right, in other ways it can just be about like a different chord progression, different drum pattern, which honestly is another thing about timing, melody and stuff like that. So a different type of feeling, different type of energy, but also it has to stay within like the structure of your last beat. So also, how do you do that? We're going to explain that, and I'm going to like play through this. This beat's actually like low-key kind of like long for real, so you can like skip past it into the explanations, but like if you want to hear it, you can actually kind of hear the different transitions. But I like this one better around this mark where I'm circling. I don't have any editing, so I'm not gonna where I'm circling around the 119, possibly 120, 125 bar. I like that transition more than the one at around like 90 through 105. So I'm just gonna listen through it, and then I'm gonna explain it. She's long as fuck. As you can see, I'm keeping a part of the beat into this next section. And all I changed was the 808 here. Vocal up more. This is another transition. sorry you had to like listen through that whole thing. Hopefully you skip through it. Doesn't really matter. But like, you hear the first one right here. It was mostly just like the 808 that changed. All right. One thing that also helps lead into something like that is just the removal of the 808, which I did here and here. All right. But you see, I kept the structure of the previous beat by keeping that sound. Right. But that sound is also important. It's because I have two versions of it. The first version of it is just like something that I made. I like to work with like granular sounds, because I just think there's like some cool movement in them. They add like a nice texture. So this is what it sounds like by itself. Alright, and like the size is moving, so it's like just changing this little bit of movement that's adding, but honestly it's really the density and like the density type that's creating that bounce that you hear. And honestly, like, if for someone new, you don't really have to like understand that, but like just like people who like the sound design, right, that's just something that doing that, because like people who understand like granular synthesis, I suppose, maybe that's like also maybe the right word. um there you go. Because right now it's in hertz, all right, and it's going at a certain speed or something. Maybe hertz isn't speed, because I thought it was like how loud something was. But in relation to the second one that we made, and it's just like there's a difference. And it's a slight difference. I didn't really like, this is like my first time trying to do something like this, so it's just like I really just wanted to change the density type, all right, because I knew it was just going to change the rhythm. Because I said the first one was hertz, this one is just in straights only. Like, triplets is basically like a timing. So something subtle, but as you can see, what I did here to keep the structure of the beat still is hi-hat. Haven't changed this hi-hat pattern once, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, like kind of this texture also kind of helps lead into something new. So maybe I guess we could just listen from like this part right here. But it's not just a combination of those, all right? Because I said earlier, it was something to do with like the 808s. And I think that's like a big thing to do with like the transition as well, all right? Because that has like, there's timings in there. It has something to do with the whole rhythm. The thing is with this is too, like this right here. If you're someone who likes to add a lot of different like melodies, all right, instead of trying to like jam them up all in one, you can just add like different sections. The thing is that they don't always have to be so abrupt, changing like you hear in like maybe some of like the future beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have like one melody decrease while the other one gets louder, right? I could have had this playing like this, right? While this is getting louder, this is decreasing, right? And it's like something gradual, but the gradualness is coming from the introduction of like just other stuff. So that's something to think about. But I mean, yeah, we'd have to hear through it again if you guys to hear the 808 switch up. But you guys heard it the first time. And I didn't want to put the 808 in too early, I wanted to get a feel for this new type of melody's groove, this new type of melody swing. So it's just like after I changed the groove and the swing up for the sound, it allowed me to put a different 808 pattern down. I'm always down to put different 808 patterns, to be honest. Thing is, I need to learn how to use different 808s. I use the same 808 for everything. But, same snare pattern. Yeah, that's something you could probably change up. Get rid of some things, add some things. I could have just introduced a new instrument, like I said, different melodies. But yeah, that's like kind of like just easy way. You could probably switch some things up if you don't want to like do like the sound thing and change up like the grain and the density and stuff like that. Right? I understand that. What you can do is like switch up LFOs and stuff. You could do that, right? Because that'll add some sort. This right here is like not with this type of filter, but it's just like you can add filters on the master, right? The thing is, like, I have like a melody master before I get to the main master, so I could do something like I could have like a EQ with nothing on it, and I could have it high pass. Looks like I could have it high pass everything or low cut stuff, and then like it gradually open back up when I'm ready for the 808 to start hitting again. You just have to set like a little automation for that. But yeah, like, there's different ways to do it, I suppose, and I'm gonna try to implement it. And the next thing that I work on, I might work on something right now, but I'm not really feeling like it, to be honest, even though I haven't worked on anything since I finished this. But